A video for ICT 355-555 Systems Analysis and Design. The Group Business Case Project Interval 3 Assessment. This assessment document, which is linked under the group project page for each project interval, is what your group and your instructor will utilize to assess the completion of the project interval. These assessment documents outline all deliverables you are being asked to create, start, and complete for each project interval. All of the deliverables you are being asked to complete are described in detail in the video, The Business Case. Use this as a guide when you are working on your project. Project Interval 3 is for systems analysis. Systems analysis is the second critical step in the software development lifecycle. This is the phase of the software development lifecycle where the project is analyzed to understand really what the proposed project is, to ensure that it will support business requirements and needs, and to really build a solid foundation for the phase for system design and development. So how does systems analysis fit into the overall group project that we're having you do? Let's take a look. So this image depicts essentially the group project that we are asking you to do in a funnel view. So in the last interval, we asked you to complete the systems planning at a very broad level. It was doing some preliminary investigation into the project planning, and identifying the project roles and responsibilities, and also the project overview. Where we are at right now in this interval, we're doing systems analysis, which is this picture right in the middle, business level models and diagrams. At this level, we're really trying to get more business level understanding of how the business is to function and operate. So not thinking of the system yet, but thinking at the business level, what does the business look like? What do the users look like within the business? What do the business processes look like? What does the data look like from a business standpoint? We're still at this very high level, and we're system agnostic right now, even though we are asking you to use the Salesforce CRM for this group project in this course to get you some hands-on development and learning with a CRM tool. But right now, you're really analyzing the business to gather enough information to know what the CRM system itself needs to support. Once you've conducted this analysis, then you can get into the system level, which is the system design, where you are actually developing the requirements for the CRM system. So if you look at this in this project, at the project level, your group was playing more of a project management role. You're looking at the project, you're making sure that it's feasible, you're identifying roles, responsibilities, and the project schedule. When you're at the systems analysis phase doing business level models and diagrams, you're really acting as a systems analyst who is analyzing the business side to make sure that the tool, whatever is selected, which in this case is a CRM for Salesforce, can meet the needs of the business. When we get into system design, and we'll discuss this more in Project Interval 4, you're still acting as a systems analyst, but then you're transitioning to a developer. And we'll talk more about that in Project Interval 4. But for this particular project interval where we're focusing on systems analysis, you are truly playing the systems analyst role to identify that business level understanding of how the business is to function and operate. Once you've identified that in the systems analysis section, we are asking you to plan out your sprints. You now know enough about the business to be able to identify what you are going to tackle in your Sprint 1 and Sprint 2, which will then allow you to do iterative development and system requirement gathering when you get into system design for your Sprint 1 and your Sprint 2. Now that you have an understanding of how the project goes from broad to narrow, let's get into the project interval and what is required from your group for this project interval. So for this interval, you will be asked to complete the systems analysis phase, including all of the models that are needed in order to answer these questions, and really perform the systems analysis to provide that solid foundation for the software development lifecycle that you'll be tackling in the next interval. Also with this project interval, you will be asked to complete the CRM sprint development schedule. Because we're using the Agile methodology and some of the techniques from Agile, we'll be using sprint development, which is the iterative development of a system. You are being asked to complete defining the preliminary Sprint 1 and Sprint 2 schedule, which means you will outline what you are planning to develop in the system in Sprint 1 and also within Sprint 2. As a reminder, with Agile methodology, using the sprints is developing the system in chunks. So your group will be taking whatever you are planning on building, what section you're building for the CRM, and breaking that out into what you're going to develop in Sprint 1 and then what you're going to develop in Sprint 2 to get to that final project. There are resources available to you to help you with this project interval. There's the project overview video, which provides you details about the project. There's textbook readings that have been assigned for the module which align to this project interval. There's the example of the completed business case that you can utilize as a guide. There's also a video of the business case that details information about each of the sections of the business case you are being asked to complete, and you can always contact your instructor. What you can expect after the interval is you will receive feedback on your interval submission from your instructor. You will receive a pass or fail grade. If you receive a fail grade and you've made an effort for the interval, you will have the opportunity to revise and do the continuous improvement and resubmit to your instructor. Please note, though, that it is your group's responsibility to communicate to your instructor if you are going to submit revisions for reassessment. If you receive a pass grade, your group should be utilizing the feedback received to continually improve your business case in preparation for the final project submission in Project Interval 7.